Time for your morning news now. Minnesota Democrats will control both the House and Senate for the first time in 8 years in the coming legislative session. That'll give them power to decide how to use the state's $17.6 billion projected surplus. It also means Democrats can pass bills Republicans have previously blocked. Some priorities for the Dems include protecting abortion rights, gun safety legislation, and legalizing marijuana. Minnesota's legislative session begins January 3rd. And when the next session gets underway, Wisconsin Republicans are set to clash with Democratic Governor Tony Evers yet again. How to fund local governments is the task at hand, and whether to expand the private school choice program to wealthier families. Despite having different views, state Republicans say they want to have a better relationship with the governor. The next session, like Minnesota, also beginning January 3rd. Police in Iowa fatally shot a 16-year-old boy they say was armed. It happened early Monday morning. Officers responded to a domestic dispute. When they arrived, they say the boy had a gun and pointed it in the direction of officers. More than one of the officers fired their gun at the boy, who died at the scene. One neighbor says he heard the shots and drove away as fast as he could.
I don't really know how to react to it. I mean, I'm sad, and I wish that it wouldn't have happened.
The officers have been with the department for 5 years. Their body cameras were recording. A Christmas morning fire destroyed a Genoa restaurant and claimed the lives of 2 cats. People in Big River Bar and Grill and the tenant in the upstairs apartment were also able to evacuate. Several area fire departments worked together to haul in water and put out the fire. It burned for close to 8 hours before it was completely out. The cause still under investigation. The recent stretch of frigid weather is also keeping local plumbers pretty busy. Below freezing temperatures can cause water in pipes to freeze, which will then cause pipes to burst. Joe Gunderson, the owner of 608 Plumbing, says the biggest issues he sees are pipes that are installed incorrectly or where they shouldn't be. Pipes in or near outer walls can freeze much easier. Gunderson says if a cold air breeze from a window is hitting your pipes, they could also freeze.
Insulation is going to be really crucial, but it's not going to go undo the trick 100%. You should also have a heat source. So if you have some place that's susceptible to going and getting a lot of breeze and a lot of air coming through where it might go and freeze up that pipe, make sure that there's some type of heat source there.
He also recommends keeping a little water running so it doesn't have the chance to freeze, and make sure you unhook those outdoor hoses. As the holiday shopping season comes to a close, it might be time to set some financial goals for 2023. Experts say as we head into a new year, there are some money moves to consider. They recommend deciding what kind of large purchases you want to make sooner rather than later, and then create a plan to pay for it. Tackling debt as soon as you can is also important to avoid dragging it into next year.
We see the feds raising the rates on interest, and so things like credit card debt, personal loans, anything that has a variable interest rate is going to cost you more.
Experts also recommend boosting that emergency fund of yours. Figure out the most scaled back amount you need to get by month to month, and then save what you can. Even a little bit goes a long way as long as you start now. The long holiday weekend is over, and if you are heading to the airport, be sure to check your flight status first. Some factors behind yesterday's air travel troubles will be around again today. FlightAware says Southwest had canceled about 60% of today's flights before the day even started. It canceled roughly 70% of yesterday's and says rebooking could take days. The National Weather Service has issued several new winter storm warnings, which are definitely going to impact those airlines.
Luckily here, Ken, we don't have any winter weather alerts to worry about here today, or really any time in the future for the Coulee region. High temperatures around 26, but that's nothing compared to tomorrow and Thursday. Low 40s, Ken. I think you'll like that. Some scattered showers are possible on Thursday, but otherwise cloudy skies. Highs at least into the mid to upper 30s to end of the work week and also into the weekend. And that should continue into next week too. Maybe another chance of rain, snow on Monday, but hey, I gotta tell you, this is a much milder change, welcome change that we're going to be looking at here.
Honestly, I could look at that 8-day for hours and hours and hours.
It's going to feel great, especially from what we just came out of last week.
I know, and I think we'd all be content to deal with a little bit of rain. It's you know, it's not a huge snowfall. It is not Buffalo, New York.
No,
we should be counting our blessings for sure that we're not getting that lake effect snow there. Don't forget to keep up with the news of the day on News8000.com. We will, of course, have the latest updates to today's top stories on News 8 Now at noon. That's Derek Sibley. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Have a great rest of your day.